how to spend an amazing weekend in Paso Robles. In this video, I'm sharing with you amazing wine that you can drink, really fun adventures you can have, delicious food that you can eat, where to stay, and so much more coming up. And if you're new here, yo, I'm Christine Lozada with Where in the World is CL, and I make travel videos every week to help you get up, get, and go travel. So if you like to travel, consider subscribing. I spent a weekend here a month ago, and I had so much fun. I'm coming back for a longer weekend, and I'm taking you with me on all the adventures that I discover, because Paso Robles is a spot you don't want to miss. Oh, it's nice in here. And this long weekend is gonna start with a heck of an adventure, and not just a main kind of adventure, but a sidecar kind of adventure as well. We are at Cass Winery right now, and we are hanging out with JD. We are having the most amazing time having a sidecar adventure. And right now we're actually at a pit stop because we're doing something that, well, actually we're doing something you would expect, and we're doing something you wouldn't expect. So we did do some things that you would expect. We drank some really nice rosé wine, but we also did some things you didn't expect, in that we got to shoot arrows. It was so much fun. Chase, the Cass camp counselor, I don't know, maybe you can call him that. I'm calling him that. But Chase taught us how to shoot bow and arrows, and we had this really fun afternoon of drinking wine and shooting arrows. But at Camp Cass, you can actually do a lot more. They have everything from like beekeeping to cooking classes to wine and olive oil classes, like all the things. But we weren't just here for Camp Cass. We actually got back on the sidecar and did a little ride around the vineyard. And you can expect to learn more about how Cass produces wine, what kind of grapes that they grow, and you can see the different areas in which they are producing their wine. And now we're finishing up with something a little extra special. I may be making a mistake right now in that I'm not eating the pizza. They have a beautiful pizza oven here, but I'm having this awesome salad. I'm having the Caesar salad with some chicken on it. Candace is having the summer salad. But we're finishing up with a lunch at Cass, a beautiful winery to spend the afternoon at. We have one other little bit luxurious adventure to go on, which is here. Where are we? We are at Allegretto. We just checked into this beautiful Tuscan style vineyard resort. This spot has a ton of rooms. It has actually 171 rooms, and I just checked in to the premium Prelude 2-queen room, and it's actually overlooking the vineyard with a really nice balcony. But this room is super spacious and super nice, and what's cool about this property is it's filled with tons of art and really beautiful architecture. And not only that, I mean, you can see all of the vines that are here. They make their own wine. And one of the things to consider, whether you're staying here or not, is to go into the Allegretto wine room, where you can do a wine tasting, and it's 5 wines. Wow, we had such a good experience with this. You have an option to get a cheese plate, but why not go all the way and get the cheese and charcuterie board? It was a really nice option. Sheila is your woman. If you like wine, she will tell you everything you need to know about the wines here. But wow, come check in for a room, or come in for the wine tasting experience, or the dinner, and maybe some pool time cabana, which we'll talk about more later in this video. But right now, we gotta get going because we're headed to Tin City. Let's check it out. Hello, Tin City. What is Tin City? We are literally just a 10 to 12 minute drive south of downtown Paso Robles. And in Tin City, I'm starting to understand what they mean when they say cowboys and innovators are in Paso Robles. This is a spot where you'll find a lot of startups, a lot of startup wineries all together in one place. And where we're at right now at Hubba Wines, this is a female-owned winery. Got to meet the winemaker. She's awesome, and she only hires women here, but a very small winery, and they collaborate with a lot of other wineries, and you'll find on tap those collaborative wines, and then also separately her own wines when you do a tasting. Down here, you'll just find a cool, laid-back, awesome vibe. I kind of wish I was here on the weekend because they have live concerts and music and just more entertainment. This is a cool space to just hang out and drink some well-made wine. There's also some distilleries out here. One thing I'm kind of regretting right now is the choice not to eat what's on site, which is the pizza. There's freshly made pizza here, and I recommend that you try it out. I'm missing out because I have another spot that I need to go eat at right after this, which is here back at Allegretto Vineyard Resort. But okay, it was last night that I went to Cello, their restaurant on the property, and it was so nice. This is a Mediterranean inspired restaurant, and you'll get an upscale experience with fantastic service. They have both indoor and outdoor seating. I chose to sit inside tonight, but they had, we had these humongous giant scallops as an appetizer, and then the fish of the day with their freshly made pizzas. Super delicious. They have amazing cocktails, so don't miss out on some really creative and fun cocktails. And also the wine list. I mean, you can just expect really great wine. And after dinner, I turned in super early because today we have a new adventure, which is here at Justin Winery. We are on a bike tour. Oh my gosh, it is so pretty out here. And we're on these really nice e-bikes. So, you know, the whole pedaling thing, optional. And we're with Vine Cycle today, and we're about to go on a heck of an adventure. Whoa, right? Look, how cool is this spot? One of the things that's so unique about being on Vine Cycles is you are able to go to parts of Justin Winery that you can't access as a normal guest. So there are areas that you can only bike to or areas that you can only get to by off-road vehicle. And this is one of them. This is Justin Chateau. So pretty. So many people ask if they can, come and look at it, and you can't unless you're on a bike tour. And so this is one of the really cool spots that we get to check out, and I'm super excited. This tour ends in the best way possible, which is in the tasting room. And one of the things that's so unique about this bike tour is that not only are you going through the vineyards and the winery, but you are actually biking with the sommelier. So you were learning everything about their wine, their production, and how they make Justin wines. And so here we're doing a final tasting. It's been an amazing time with Vine Cycle. You have to come check this out. All of that info is for you in the description below. And let's actually head to lunch somewhere super delicious. Oh, I'm so excited to tell you about this one. There is a beautiful, beautiful view behind me, and that's because I have stopped for lunch and a wine tasting at Calcareous. As soon as I walked into this place, I absolutely fell in love. And it's not just because I immediately got to meet the wine dogs of Calcareous. Oh my gosh, they're so cute. I accidentally walked into the wrong tasting room, but when you take a turn around that beautiful area with the wine dogs, you will find their indoor and outdoor tasting room. This spot is on top of one of the beautiful rolling hills in Paso Robles, and it's a spot that you come to for lunch, for looking at these views. They have an amazing chef in the kitchen. I probably have chicken in my teeth from lunch. And to be honest, I don't normally order chicken, but today I had to because I was so curious about their fried chicken sandwich, and it really was absolutely delicious. We started with their half cheese and charcuterie board, which was the presentation on this was so nice, and we had excellent service. Thank you, Bryce, and thank you, Philly, for an amazing time. Another thing not to miss is the events that they have here. So make sure you check their events calendar because they do everything from stargazing to hilltop wine tastings. And I mean, check out where I'm at right now. I'm sitting in these beautiful chairs overlooking this view. We got Paso Robles behind us. This is an amazing spot to check out. Don't miss it, but this trip was only an hour and 5 minutes for me because we got somewhere else to go next. The perfect way to spend an afternoon when it's hot in Paso Robles is at the pool, being poolside. There's the public pool in Centennial Park. There's the pool at the awesome Vineyard Resort I'm staying at Allegretto. Find yourself a pool. Another cool thing that's neat about Allegretto is if it's cooler out, they have beautiful gardens and a really neat stargazing walk, amongst other things. So this is actually a spot you should consider checking out, and make sure you do that wine tasting. But we got somewhere else we're headed next. What time is it? It's time to go downtown. Downtown Paso Robles is an absolute must. There are so many great restaurants, bars, wine bars down here, but I dare you to venture a little bit down a few blocks away to Paso's Market Walk. At the Market Walk, you're gonna find several things. It's basically a taste of Paso in the sense that you can find great restaurants and coffee and wine and locally made items. But Paso Market Walk also has live music, and it's just a cool casual spot to hang out. And adjacent to that, and what I'm in front of right now, is another restaurant part of that called Finca. And Finca is the Mexican restaurant with the most amount of butter. And they say that because the co-owners, father and son, Patrick and Diego, Patrick has experience working at French restaurants such as Bouchon with Thomas Keller. If you're familiar with wine country, you'll definitely know that restaurant. But they have this amazing spot that is a blend of Mexican and California flavors. And there's some items on the menu that are super, super unique. Today we had the ceviche, and there's always a rotating kind of ceviche. And tonight we had the scallop ceviche. There was some dill on it. Oh my gosh, the flavors were fantastic. Definitely a different take on ceviche. And then we had the tacos. We had the pork belly and the duck, and I had to have Diego's favorite, which was the shrimp. Really great flavors, and all of the tacos, do not miss them. But it's time for the next adventure, because when the sun goes down, the lights turn on. At Sensorio, we're at the Field of Light in Paso Robles, and this is an amazing art installation. And if you've never heard of it before, Bruce Monroe built this, and it's this amazing, breathtaking art installation. And what's also interesting is that this is actually on the list of the New York Times 50 best places to visit. So it's one you don't want to miss, because it's actually open year-round. You're probably wondering, like, what the heck is this? It's tons of lights that feel like they are planted. And so you walk through and experience this, and there's kind of two sections of it. There's the Field of Lights, and then toward the back is the light towers. And this is over a few acres. So it's fun to just walk around and take some photos. Oh wait, there's more. There's events and live music, so make sure you check the calendar. And there's also where I am hanging out at right now, which is the VIP terrace. And you can see it's like super nice and warm with the fires behind me, and you're looking out amongst the lights, and you get a glass of wine with your experience as well, so you can consider upgrading your ticket. And you're probably wondering, like, when to go. So this is open year round, but the times in which it's open is all based on the sunset time. And to be honest, the best time to go is right at dusk. So like when the sun has just set, go then, and you can get the best photos where you have like a little bit of lights in the sky behind you, and then put your phones away and replace it with a glass of wine and just enjoy this art installation and walk around or sit at the terrace and just enjoy it. So book your tickets in advance, but it's time to go to bed, because tomorrow we have something active that we're starting the day off with. If you haven't heard of pickleball, you need to hear of pickleball, because it's the fastest growing sport for a reason. And when you're traveling, and especially traveling in Paso Robles, this is an awesome thing to jump into. I am here at Paso Robles Pickleball Club in Centennial Park. We have some amazing players here. They're here every day, Monday through Saturday for open play, from 8:30 to around noon, to the last man standing. But what's really cool about playing here is not only is it easy to figure out how to play, but they split up all of their courts from beginner to advanced. So whether you're just getting started and you're just learning, or you've been playing for a while, it's very easy to match up. And if you want to learn exactly how to play in open play or their ladder bingo, I have another video on that, link in the description below. But one of my favorite things about playing here, and I've been coming almost every day, is Larry Werner and everyone here from the pickleball community is really, really welcoming and full of really helpful travel tips. And they told me about something else that's happening today. So let's head over there. Hello, endless options for events in Paso Robles. I have been shocked by how many different options you have and how many cool things are happening in this small town. Like right now, I'm back at Cass Winery for an event I'll tell you about in just a second. But this past weekend was the big Paso Robles Wine Festival, and it's a multi-day event. I went to their grand tasting, which was you go and you see over 115 wineries all set up and ready to talk to you about what they offer and pour you a glass. And there's also distilleries, there are food trucks there, and so much more. So that was an awesome event. Also happening this past weekend was the Lavender Festival. It's just, I mean, anytime you see grapes growing, you'll also find some beautiful lavender. So that was an awesome one going on in downtown. And right now I'm back at Cass Winery because they're having a drag brunch event. And so this has been an amazing day. They put on tons of events here, so make sure you check them out. And for all the events in Paso Robles, make sure you check the description or the full blog post, because there really is so much to do here, but it's time to head to the next thing. Welcome to Thatcher. We are amongst the rolling hills, and in this adventure, we are doing a wine tasting. This is a spot where you can taste the wines and BYO food. So bring your own picnic, etc. Oh, wait, but they do have a couple dinners per year in which they do a proper food and wine pairing together. So make sure you check the calendar for that. But this is a spot where you can BYO food and just do a beautiful wine tasting amongst the, well, this actually used to be a horse and breeding ranch. Opened in 1871. We got to meet Charlie Brown as soon as we walked in, but it's just a beautiful property that's in a quiet location. And we've been out here trying the different wines you can find. Actually, my favorite was the Viognier, but just a really casual and comfortable wine tasting experience here at Thatcher. Don't miss it. Yo, from the alley, specifically Norma's alley. No, really, like I'm chilling in an alley right now because, and actually you should too, you gotta go to Jeff's Wine Country Barbecue. We are having the most amazing dinner. This is right in the heart of downtown Paso Robles. It's located next door to something a lot of people know, which is Fish Gaucho, which you should absolutely go to. But one thing you should not miss is having some casual style barbecue at Jeff's. When you come here, you can expect to order at the counter and then sit down anywhere, and it's all outdoor seating. And yes, they do have umbrellas, they do have the heat lamps and all the good stuff, and the fire pit. That's also awesome. That's where I'm sitting right now. But you can order at the counter, and what we had tonight was the barbecue sampler. This definitely serves 2 people as advertised, and you can get half a pound each of the pulled pork, the pulled chicken, and the chopped brisket. And you can expect beans and slaw and house pickles and bread. And we added on the half pint of mac and cheese, and I ate all the mac and cheese by myself. We also got the Brussels sprouts and the broccoli slaw, which was super delicious, and you should definitely not miss out on the sides. One thing that a lot of people order are the loaded fries, so make sure you check that one out as well. Or maybe it's just fries. Maybe they are loaded, maybe not, it depends. As expected, there's a really cool wine and cocktail list here. Jeff actually makes his own red wine, but I had a white because I wasn't ready because the sun hadn't gone down yet and it's still a warm night out. But they had a white wine from Desperada, which is a female-owned winery. And so I had a glass of that. Candace had a Paloma, really nice little cocktail, and we sat outside at this dog-friendly spot and enjoyed a dinner. Okay, I gotta interrupt to tell you about a hidden gem really quick, because this is a spot where the locals go. And every single person that I've met while playing pickleball that I said I was going to Etto was like, oh, so excited for me. This is a husband and wife owned pasta bar, and they do have a market next door, and they also have a winery. But at Etto, you can find well-sourced ingredients and perfectly made pasta. They bring their experience from Italy to create these really amazing dishes, and they really do make it for the locals. They try really hard to, all of their pastas are under 20 bucks, but wait, make sure you also check out the back side of the menu, because when I'm coming back, I'm getting the chicken, which is brined for 36 hours, but I'm having the most delicious pasta right now. One of my favorite parts is the pork cracklings that are on top. Really, really delicious. But Etto in Tin City is a spot that you got to go to if you want to go where the locals go. Wow. Wow, Paso Robles. I have been here for a long time. I traveled in and then I traveled back. I really, really genuinely love this place. And one of the things is I only scratched the surface. And so if you have helpful tips, add them in the description below. Connect with me on social. I'm Christine Lozada. Full blog post that goes along with this in the description, and I'll see you in the next adventure. Ciao.